I know what keeps you up at night isn't just the news about stores closing. It's the practical questions behind it. If the Walmart near you shuts down, will your SNAP card still work somewhere else? If your local Walgreens closes, will your Medicare Part D plan still cover your prescriptions, or will you be forced to pay more? If your neighborhood grocery store merges or disappears, will prices jump right when your monthly Social Security check needs to stretch further? You and I both know that on a fixed income, small changes can feel like earthquakes. That's why I want to talk to you calmly, clearly, and completely, so you understand what's happening, what it means for your wallet and your benefits, and exactly what you can do now to protect yourself. Across the country, big names are shrinking. Walmart, Walgreens, Best Buy, Subway, Dollar General, 7-Eleven, Kroger, Big Lots, Macy's, even whole clusters of fast food places and mall stores. Some are closing a few locations, some are closing a lot. The reasons vary: higher rents and insurance, the shift to online shopping, labor costs, retail theft in certain areas, changing preferences. None of that is your fault. But closures touch your daily life, how you get your medicine, where you use your EBT card, whether that weekly grocery run is still possible, and how far you have to buy essentials. The good news is you have rights and options. There are steps you can take to keep your coverage, keep your prescriptions flowing, and keep your food budget working even if your favorite store goes dark. Let's walk through it together, store by store, with real-life examples and simple actions you can use today. Let's start with the question most people ask first. Will my Social Security payment arrive on time no matter what happens to stores around me? Yes, store closures don't affect Social Security payment schedules. If you get benefits by direct deposit or on a Direct Express card, your payment date is set by your birthday and stays the same, even if a retailer in your town closes. If you still receive benefits by paper check, consider switching to direct deposit or Direct Express. It's more reliable and protects you from delayed mail or a lost check. Make sure your address, phone, and bank information are current in your My Social Security account so nothing interrupts your payments. Now, about prescriptions. This is where closures can feel most personal. Walgreens, CVS, and other chains have been closing some locations. Rite Aid has closed many after bankruptcy. If your pharmacy closes, you are not stuck. You can transfer your prescriptions. Your pharmacist or your doctor can send them to any other in-network pharmacy you choose. In most states, pharmacies must notify you if a location is closing and tell you where your records will go. If you're on Medicare Part D, your plan has a network of pharmacies. If a pharmacy leaves the network during the year, your plan must keep adequate access, meaning there should be another pharmacy within a reasonable distance. If you face a closure and can't reasonably get to a different in-network pharmacy, you can ask your plan about how out-of-network fills work in emergencies. Sometimes you may need to pay up front and file for reimbursement. Keep every receipt. Ask for help from your plan's member services. You can also speak to your state's free Medicare counseling program, often called SHIP. A counselor can walk through the exact steps to make sure your medication coverage stays intact. If your medication is a maintenance drug you take every month, ask your prescriber and plan if you can switch to 90-day supplies. Many plans will allow 90-day fills through a retail pharmacy or mail order. If your mail order deliveries have been slow, request an early refill or a vacation override before you run out. Plans often allow this when there's a supply disruption. If you rely on a store like Walgreens for same-day fills and that store closes, ask the pharmacy that's taking over your records to set you up with automatic refills and text alerts. If transportation is a problem and you're on Medicaid, ask your state Medicaid office about non-emergency medical transportation. Many states cover rides to the pharmacy and to doctor appointments. Now let's talk about Walmart. For decades, Walmart has been a weekend routine for many families and retirees. Some locations have closed in states like California, Illinois, and Washington. Others are still busy and stable. The company remains huge, but it's reducing or relocating stores in certain areas while investing more in online orders and distribution. For you, the main questions are simple. If your Walmart pharmacy closes, how do you keep your prescriptions on track? If you use EBT there, where else can you shop? If your local store closes, pharmacy records usually transfer to a nearby location or to another chain under an agreement. Ask the pharmacist where your prescriptions will go, or call your doctor's office and tell them the new pharmacy you prefer. If you use Walmart for SNAP purchases, remember that your EBT card works anywhere that is authorized to accept SNAP. The USDA has a store locator online you can check by zip code. In many states, you can also use EBT online at Walmart, Amazon, and some grocery chains. Delivery fees and tips usually aren't covered by SNAP, so plan ahead to avoid surprises at checkout. Walgreens has been closing or consolidating locations nationwide as expenses and operating challenges rise. If you're a regular there, you might already have seen more locked cabinets or longer waits. If your location is closing, you will typically receive a notice saying where your prescriptions will be transferred. If you want them moved elsewhere, call the new pharmacy and ask them to request a transfer. If your medication is time-sensitive, such as insulin, a heart drug, or an anti-seizure medicine, tell the pharmacist it's urgent. Many states allow emergency refills of a short supply when continuity of care is at risk and the prescriber cannot be reached, especially during declared emergencies. Ask. If your Part D plan prefers certain pharmacies, switching can sometimes lower your copays. It's worth checking your plan's pharmacy network list. And remember, under the Inflation Reduction Act, Medicare insulin has a $35 monthly cap for many insulins, and adult vaccines covered under Part D have no copay. Those protections don't depend on which pharmacy you use, as long as it's in your plan's network. If you relied on 7-Eleven as a late-night stop for over-the-counter medicines, phone cards, or the ATM, some of those stores are also closing or reducing hours in high-cost or high-crime areas. That can be inconvenient, but you aren't without options. Keep a small home supply of frequently used items like acetaminophen, cold medicine, and basic first aid goods, and check expiration dates once a year. If you use an ATM regularly, especially with a Direct Express card, look for surcharge-free machines in your area or switch to cash back at the grocery store to avoid fees. And be cautious with card skimming. Shield the keypad, change your PIN if you suspect anything odd, and check your balance regularly. If your EBT or Direct Express card is lost, stolen, or compromised, report it immediately. In many states, stolen SNAP benefits can be replaced if you report quickly and meet the state's rules. Best Buy has shuttered many locations, not because people stopped using technology, but because more of us buy electronics online. If you depend on electronics for telehealth visits, Medicare plan portals, or Social Security accounts, losing a local tech store can feel like losing your tech helper. You still have several resources. Libraries and senior centers often host free tech help days. Your internet or phone provider may offer a technician visit or phone support to set up your modem and router. If your budget is tight, the Lifeline program can reduce your phone or internet bill if you qualify, even though the separate Affordable Connectivity program that helped with broadband bills has paused for lack of funding. Ask your provider whether they accept Lifeline and whether there's a low-income plan in your area. If you buy electronics online, use a credit card for extra fraud protection, keep the order confirmation and warranty emails, and only buy from trusted websites. This protects you if you have to return something or if a device fails during the warranty period. Subway and other fast food spots have been closing in many places. That may not sound like a benefit issue, but it does change the food landscape in your neighborhood, especially if you used to pick up a quick meal on the way home from a doctor visit. SNAP generally doesn't cover hot prepared food in most circumstances, but many states allow EBT at grocery stores, some dollar stores, and certain online retailers for eligible items. If your area is short on grocery options, look into other programs that can help. Meals on Wheels serves many communities. If you're 60 or older and meet local guidelines, the Commodity Supplemental Food Program can provide monthly food boxes. The Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program gives coupons for fruits and vegetables at participating markets. If medical conditions make it hard to shop or cook, ask your doctor if you might qualify for medically tailored meals through Medicaid or a Medicare Advantage plan. These supports vary by state and plan, but they can help you maintain nutrition when local retail options thin out. Dollar General's story is complicated. The chain grew rapidly, especially in rural areas, filling gaps where supermarkets left. Lately, it has paused growth in some places and closed certain stores. If you rely on Dollar General for basics and they accept SNAP, check today which nearby locations still take EBT. If the closest one closes, the USDA's SNAP Retailer Locator can show you alternative stores. In many states, you can order staples online using EBT at Walmart, Amazon, and others. Delivery fees usually aren't covered, but some pickup options are free. If getting to a store is hard, ask a family member or friend to become your authorized representative for SNAP shopping, so they can legally use your card on your behalf with your permission. Keep your PIN private and change it if you suspect any misuse. Kroger and other big grocers have faced a tangle of mergers, regulatory reviews, and rising costs. In some states, individual stores have closed or rebranded. When big chains change, the worry is whether prices go up and whether your pharmacy benefits change. Remember, competition law exists to prevent harmful monopolies, and regulators do step in when needed. For you, the practical step is to compare prices and benefits rather than assume. If your regular store becomes a new banner with a different pharmacy, ask if they are in your plan's preferred network. A preferred network can lower your copay on Part D medications. If the store's new policy changes your access to a discount drug list, ask your prescriber if a lower-cost alternative is appropriate. Never stop a medication without guidance. For groceries, consider combining a warehouse membership you share with a family member with monthly bulk purchases of staples. Even as some supermarkets change, Aldi and other discount chains continue to expand in many regions. Use sales cycles to build a pantry of essentials when prices dip, and track your receipts for a month to spot which items have quietly crept up in price. Small adjustments make a big difference on a fixed income. Big Lots and Macy's represent another piece of the puzzle: non-essentials and home goods. As closures spread among these retailers, you may see liquidation sales, gift card uncertainty, and confusing store credit policies. If a retailer announces a closure, use gift cards quickly. If you have a store-branded credit card, remember that the account is usually managed by a bank that continues to collect payments even if the store closes. Don't miss a payment because the physical store is gone. Consider closing unused retail credit lines after you pay them off, but be aware that closing a card can affect your credit score. If you're charged fees you don't recognize, contact the card issuer and dispute promptly. Keep copies of your statements. If you buy furniture or a major appliance at a closeout sale, ask whether the manufacturer warranty still applies and where you would go for service. Fast food closures can feel like a small thing, but they point to a larger trend. People are trying to eat healthier and are watching costs. If you're managing diabetes or heart disease, your diet matters in a very practical way. See whether your Medicare Advantage plan offers nutrition support, grocery discounts, or a quarterly over-the-counter allowance card for healthy items. Many plans include these extras now, but you have to use them to benefit. If you're on Original Medicare, ask your doctor's office if there are local community programs that deliver fresh produce or teach budget-friendly cooking for chronic conditions. A simple meal plan and a short shopping list built around store circulars can keep your monthly food budget steady even when prices wobble. What about the emptying shopping centers and retail streets? This part stings because it's about more than money. Malls used to be a place to walk, to meet, to browse. As those places thin out, scammers step in online to fill the gap. If you find a deal that looks too good to be true, especially from a site you've never heard of, stop. Use safer payment methods. Never send gift cards as payment for anything. And don't click links in texts that claim there's a problem with your delivery unless you ordered something and can verify the sender. If you shop online with Snap, use only authorized retailers. Keep the receipt email. And if a package fails to arrive, document the claim process right away. Your money is tight. Protect it like you would a precious heirloom. Let's return to pharmacies one more time because for many of you, this is the heart of daily life. When a pharmacy closes, a lot happens behind the scenes. Your records are securely transferred. Your refills carry over, but glitches are common. Here's how to make the transition smoother. Keep a written list of your medications, doses, and the prescriber's name and phone number. Store it in your wallet or purse. When you hear a closure rumor, call the pharmacy and ask for the exact last day they will fill prescriptions at that location. Ask where your files will go. Call your Part D plan to confirm that the new pharmacy is in-network and whether it is preferred. Ask about 90-day supplies, automatic refills, and delivery. If you face an urgent need and the pharmacy is closed unexpectedly, ask the nearest pharmacy about a short emergency supply while transfers are processed. Every state's rules are different, but pharmacists can often bridge you for a few days. If you get a letter from your plan saying a drug is no longer on the formulary or has new requirements, you may be entitled to a transition fill, a temporary supply while you and your doctor switch to a covered drug or request an exception. Don't ignore those letters. Call the plan to understand the deadline and the steps. Transportation can become a quiet barrier when stores go away. If you are on Medicaid, non-emergency medical transportation often covers rides to pharmacies, clinics, and sometimes to grocery stores. If you're not on Medicaid, but you're a veteran, ask the VA about transportation assistance. Many counties offer senior ride vouchers or volunteer driver programs for medical appointments. Your area agency on aging can tell you what exists in your county. Now let's talk about money coming in and going out. Your Social Security check is stable, but prices are not. You already know this. A few adjustments can give you more cushion. If you pay for Medicare Part B, some people with limited income and assets qualify for a Medicare savings program that pays your Part B premium and sometimes more. If you qualify for extra help, also called the low-income subsidy, your prescription drug costs can drop dramatically with reduced premiums and copays and protection from the coverage gap. If you aren't sure whether you qualify, check. Applications are simpler than they used to be, and help is available through SHIP counselors and community organizations. For SNAP, make sure you report changes that could increase your benefits, like higher rent, new medical expenses, or lowered income. Keep receipts and paperwork. Missing a recertification letter is a common reason people lose benefits. Confirm your address with your state agency and sign up for text or email alerts if your state offers them. If you get a notice you don't understand, call right away and ask for help. Many problems can be fixed if you act before the deadline. Taxes affect your monthly budget too. If you are eligible for a state property tax credit, a circuit breaker program, or a homestead exemption, file the forms even if the savings look small. Over a year, it adds up. If you do part-time gig work to help with expenses, track what you earn and set aside a little for taxes so April doesn't bring a bad surprise. If anyone calls claiming to be from the IRS or Social Security and demands payment by gift card or threatens to cut off your benefits, hang up. Real agencies do not operate that way. The truth behind all these store closures is not just about decline. It's about change. Some older models are shrinking, and new models are taking their place. That can be unsettling. But you are not powerless. You can turn that unease into a checklist. Make sure your Social Security and bank information are current. Switch to direct deposit or direct express if you still use paper checks. Keep a medication list. Know where your prescriptions are going, and ask for 90-day supplies if you can. Verify that your pharmacy is in your plan's network, and ask about mail order delivery if getting to the store is hard. Learn where you can use your SNAP card today, including online options in your state, and set your PIN to something only you know. Apply for extra help and Medicare savings programs if you might qualify. Check your SNAP recertification date and your mail for renewal forms so you don't lose benefits by mistake. If your area is losing stores, map out a plan for where you'll buy essentials and build in a backup option. If you can, keep one extra refill on hand for critical medicines and a small pantry of shelf-stable items so a store closure or a storm doesn't put you in a bind. And remember, when your community changes, your voice matters. If the pharmacy on your corner closes and seniors are now traveling miles for their medication, tell your city council, your state representatives, and your local newspaper. Communities can ask for mobile pharmacies, community health clinics, or expanded bus routes. Small businesses can step in when big chains leave, but they need customers and local support. If a closure threatens to create a food desert, let public officials know. Federal and state programs exist to address these gaps, but they are activated when people speak up. I want to leave you with two feelings: calm and clarity. Calm because your benefits are more resilient than the headlines suggest. Your Social Security check doesn't depend on which stores are open. Your Medicare and Medicaid rights follow you even when a pharmacy sign goes dark. Your SNAP card works wherever authorized stores accept it, and you have options online in many states. Clarity, because with a few steps, you can stay ahead of disruptions. Keep your information updated. Ask questions when you get notices. Make a backup plan for prescriptions and groceries. Use the programs designed to help you. If something changes, don't panic. Call, verify, and act. If this conversation helped you feel less anxious and more prepared, share it with someone who might be worrying quietly at their kitchen table just like you. Write down the 1 or 2 steps you will take today. Maybe it's calling your plan to set up 90-day refills, checking where your SNAP card works online, or updating your address with Social Security. Your future self will thank you. This video is for general education. Laws and program rules can change, and details vary by state and plan. I'm not your lawyer or your financial advisor. Always confirm with Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, your health plan, or your state agencies before making decisions about your benefits. But know this, you're not alone, and with the right information, you can navigate these changes safely and keep what you've earned.